guess I could tell people I'm online. That'd be maybe helpful. Oh. Oh, I always forget Mix It Up. Hold on. Anybody is using Mix It Up? Wait. Wait. Let me get Mix It Up running. Ah, it's loading. Okay. There you go, Mix It Up. Mix it up. I hope the audio isn't too scuffed. I hope it isn't too scuffed. Boom. Okay, Mix It Up is on. That all looks good. Some chat maybe a little bigger. Okay. Oh, I don't even remember where I post anymore. No. Oh, it's been too long. It's been too long. Here? No. Here. Okay. Like, where do I do stuff? Where do I do anything? Gosh. I give up. It's fine. Okay, looks like that's all working. That's good. Snow! Hi, Snow! I hope my audio isn't too scuffed. Streamlabs doesn't want to recognize like any of my devices. Okay, good. Good. I'll take off this one then. I should have realized like, oh, maybe I shouldn't update right before stream, but I was like, nah, it's probably good just to update if it's telling me to. And then it did. And then nothing worked anymore. I'm good. I'm good. I need to sort all my books today so I can make progress on the house. But I've been looking forward to sorting my library. How are you? I hope you've been good. You excited to play D&D tomorrow? I am. Okay. I need to sort into sections first. So the tricky thing, so I shouldn't have any covers that are suggested, but I do have some not safe for work books, and I'll just if you see me go through a book very quickly without saying what it is, it's one of those. Because I like collecting art books of all types. So yeah. And also, there's little, I want to keep one of the cubbies open. I'm hoping I have enough space in this new setup to keep one of the cubbies open because, yeah, D&D is going to be so fun. But there's one that's on this side that connects to the underside of my couch, and the cat's like going under it and using it as a little secret tunnel. So I want to keep letting them use it as a little secret tunnel. So we might see them poke through and say hi through that little tunnel. But I'm hoping that I can keep that for them. But yeah. First stream back in a while, so hopefully it's not too scuffed. Let's see. Do nonfiction. Trying to sort out categories. This is law. This is fiction. I should have done this yesterday, but I was just getting all of my books in one place. I have so many that it takes a while just to get my books all in one place. I was like, no, I'm getting all of the books all over the house into one place. So I'm gonna put the art books all in one category, I think. And then I'm gonna separate ones. So art books in one place. I'm gonna put manga in one section. So if I'm going through these fast, I'm gonna actually talk about them more a little later. Nonfiction, and then I'll do nonfiction law, and then I'll sort the other nonfictions later. Is this manga and comics? No, I'm gonna put all of the art books in one thing. Okay, I'm gonna put all the art books in one thing, and then I'll separate them out more later. Which one's this? This is nonfiction. This is art. Fiction. Oh, plays. I have like plays and poems. That should be one section as well. Okay. This is already getting big. How long have you been building your library? This is... Some of these books I've had for a really, really, really long time. My biggest library is mostly... Hey! Oh, cool. What'd you get? Ooh, that's a good one. My biggest library is probably one I don't have access to anymore. That was my lifelong library. But this one is... I've been building this one for like the last decade and some change. So I have a lot of books in this one. But I do, even though I have a lot of books, I'm not really... I don't like calling myself a book hoarder because I cycle through books really fast too. So like some books I keep, I give away books all the time. I lend out books all the time. And I also like donating books as well. So when there's books I'm like, I'm not going to really use that or reference that or read that again in the future, then I'll usually build up a pile of those to either give away or to donate somewhere or to do a swap with. And yeah, and then that's so I usually keep my collection between like 100 and 140 books at any time. Um, Somewhere in there. It fluctuates because of me cycling through. Um, so, I mean, it's still a lot of books to have, but it's not too bad. I feel like because it's an active use like that, it could definitely be a lot worse. Some of them that I'm trying to figure out what to do with are my law books because, like, some of them are still useful. I'll go over the ones that are still useful in a bit. Some of them are already outdated, and it's just like, I don't know. Like, I guess I could donate them, but I also feel bad about donating books that are kind of outdated because they're not really, like, accurate anymore. So I don't know. These are the things I try to figure out. Magazines, I think I'm going to keep in one section. I only have like one periodical. I'll talk about that soon too. I have a lot of nonfiction books, surprisingly. Used to not be true, but I've been researching a lot more. Tiempo Nublado is... Is this a... Oh, that's somebody's. This is... Actually, I think this is one of Bass's nonfictions. Yeah, it is. Okay. What is this? I like, I mean, new books are fun, right? But I really, really love outdated. No, some of the information in them, because laws change all the time, and so some of the information in them just gets like less relevant. That's more like it's not always true, but like for example, this huge book on constitutional law. This book is from this one I think was a hand-me-down that I got. And it's not necessarily a bad book. So like if somebody wanted to self-teach themselves some law, it wouldn't be terrible. But yeah, like this is from 2013. Constitutional law has really, really, really changed. There's been a lot of Supreme Court rulings that have probably changed a lot of the precedents of quite a lot of the laws that are in here. So some of the precedents that are in here may be out of date and not correct anymore. Precedents being like, what is the current court's view on how something should be ruled? But it's still like something like this would still have the history of how a lot of these laws are made, and that's really important because if anything changes, it'll usually reflect some of that history going forward. But some of the conclusions that it makes are not going to be as accurate anymore. So that's when I have a harder time figuring out what to do with it because it's like, it's not necessarily wrong, but it's not necessarily accurate anymore. And I would feel kind of bad. putting materials out into circulation in the community that are not great. But then, then that's the argument, like, hey, Bake, hello. Also, I'm in full cozy mode today. I've got like my little jammies on, my little fleece jammies, got a sweater on. Hope you're doing good. Yeah. And yeah, let me know if audio still works out okay. If you want music up or anything like that, let me know. Happy to do it. Streamlabs updated, and I realized that was actually a really silly thing to let update before I streamed. And it borked up everything so bad. It wouldn't even recognize my microphone, so I think it's using my onboard mic right now. A bit. And yeah, you can just hear me ramble about one of my biggest passions, which is books. I really love books. I'm kind of surprised. Is this actually a true story? Oh, okay. Cool. If you see me very confused by some books, they're books I picked up in a swap and haven't. Oh, what did you get? I like that one. I have a lot of cookbooks, a lot of art books. I'll just put manga in one section, but I'll put comics in another. What was I saying? I'm already so not used to streaming again. I thought this would be a gentle way to get back into it. It's just going through my books. But yeah, I'm back. I should be streaming more regularly again. Right now, so I did get a job offer. However, the job is waiting on some bureaucratic red tape. And unfortunately, that does mean I don't have my start date. Yeah, I missed you guys. I missed streaming. So I do have to wait for that to clear up. It's because we're supporting a federal law and supporting people like navigate that law. So there's like some funding and stuff, and like it's also like got specific certifications that are happening for our center. So the job is happening, and there's progress being made to make the job happen. But we don't have a final date yet because we're kind of relying on some government clearances. So there's some stuff that's out of hands until that gets done processing. I'm hoping I get to start by the end of September. You can't see it, but like right over there, they sent me like a whole bunch of equipment and stuff. And like I've done like a couple hours of onboarding. So it's like I don't feel like they're giving me the runaround. Like it does feel very much like we're all expecting this job to happen. But yeah, I just gotta wait. Just gotta wait a while, unfortunately. So hopefully I will get a start date very soon. I'm excited to work with the new team. They're all been super, super nice so far. They've all been like really chill. They've all been really kind and like apologetic about the wait as well. And like doing whatever they can ahead of time so that as soon as we get the go ahead, like I can get started immediately. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta wait, unfortunately. Sometimes there's nothing to be done about these things. Ooh, this is a fun one. I should put this on display somehow. Yeah, so in the meantime, I've been, that did, like, the start date getting delayed took the wind out of my sails a bit, so I've been, like, having to regain my motivation. I had so much steam, like, was working on the house so quickly. Because I basically moved all of the furniture in my house. I've cleaned every corner of it, and I've been reorganizing everything in ways that I've been meaning to for a long time, but was just too stuck in law school grind and then job search grind to like sit down and do. So I'm getting through my giant to-do list of all of my home projects. And now I'm doing it again, which is good. I should be finishing this week in actuality this time, not in like me pushing myself to work as fast as possible this time. So yeah, it should be good. It should be good. I'm excited. But it did like add a little bit of stress again to me that I thought I was done with, so it did throw me for a loop that I'm just getting my footing back on again. So back when the Mighty Nine was the arc for Critical Role, I got really, really into it. And they had this beautiful art book set come out for it. Hello! Welcome on in, Bear Rodeo. Sorry, I really love that name. Oh, you got a drink that's actually based off of a friend of mine who has a bear avatar. That's very good. Welcome on in. But yeah, I got into Critical Role during the Mighty Nine era. I can't keep up with it. It's so much, and so I haven't kept up since. But I really like the Mighty Nine era. And I really loved all of the art that was coming out of it. And so they put together this giant compendium. It's this really beautiful box set that they did. They did a pamphlet of Jester and the Traveler, which is really cute. It's just a little like recruitment pamphlet for the Traveler. They got so many artists to work on this, and it's really cool. It came with this like cool art piece of all of the characters. I haven't watched Critical Role in years, but I did really like this section of it when I watched it. And then it came with this huge, cool art book, which I should have out of the box. And it just is this book written from the perspective of like Bo's writings about all of the characters and like all of the different elements of the show. And then it just has tons and tons and tons of art from the community, from so many different artists. So it's just like a big love letter to all of the art that everybody did for the show. Really, really pretty. That's one I want to have out. In the new way that I've set up the house, I have a ton of space to leave out my coffee table books. So like my books that are just like these really pretty art books that I want to have get some more love. Some of these smaller things I'm going to keep in there though. And then it has envelopes of like some of the smaller arts that came with it. Is there any art in here that I might want to put up? I'm going to put that with some of my other prints that I have. Oh, I think this is just a giant... Is this a cloth mat or is it just a textured mat? Yeah, it's like a big map of the world they're in, which is really cool. I kind of want to do an art piece or something with this at some point. Do something cool with it, you know? Do some fun art with it. Put it up somewhere, make it a part of a piece of furniture or a piece of art. This box is really pretty. So we'll have this box somewhere. Because the box actually doesn't have any, it's just a really pretty box. Like it doesn't have, like it has some of the symbols from the show, but it doesn't have like any of the naming conventions. So I should figure out something cool to do with that. And I will put these prints over with some of my other art prints I have. A bit. I'll put that there for now, so I don't forget. Okay. Right. Art book. Comics. I'm going through these kind of fast right now because I'm just doing sections. So like I'm sorting my books into like nonfiction, fiction, like those generalized sections. And then once I go through those and start sorting them out by author or by subject, things like that, that's when I'll talk about them a little bit more. So if you're like, oh, why are you sharing if you're not even talking about any of this stuff? I will. I will. I will, I will. Is this fiction or nonfiction? It says it's history. Is it really? Oh, yeah. Okay. These are essays. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all well. What kind of cookbooks? I have a few. I have Korean. I have a bunch that are like anthology cookbooks. So like cookbooks that are like, oh, these are cookbooks from, you know, X event or X collection of like chefs or things like that. A lot of them are ones, like half of the ones that I have are gifted cookbooks. This book is amazing. I'm actually gonna reread it again soon. Some of them I'm going to swap with a friend soon. There's 3 big ones I'm going to swap with a friend soon for some legal studying materials. Yeah, that's really cool. What? And if you see me confused by some books, there's some that I got at swaps that I was like, oh, that looks interesting, and I haven't gone into them yet, which is why they're like less familiar to me. And I have some cookbooks from people that I've actually worked with before. Not extensively, but I guess. because it's more into the history of that. But we worked at the same school and sometimes did events together. And they're some of my heroes, so it was really cool to work with them when I did. And check Papan. It's actually, hold on, let me make sure. Cover up my dead name, but I did sign it to me in my old name. But this is one of the ones I'm gonna give away to my friend. Because like I said, I keep a lot of books, but I rotate my library a lot. So anything that I'm not actively using, if I think could be a better use somewhere else, then yeah, and keep the book circulating. That's a thing that's really important to me, is just keeping the book circulating. So less book hoarding and more just actively always keeping a private library that I let lots of people access. I forget. Is this one? Clutter Family. I forget. Is this? No, this is fiction, right? Pretty sure this is fiction. No, it's okay. Sometimes I'm not sure. It's fun to see some of the books that are. Why did I put that there? Oh, I have so many art books. That makes me happy though. I love having art books around. They're good inspiration and fun to look at. Nonfiction, manga. Law books. Law book. This is kind of a cookbook. This is kind of a coffee table book. I'm gonna keep this one on my art books. If I get too mumbly, let me know. As well. I know sometimes I get a little lost in the sauce when I start really digging into my collection. I guess we'll put these with the non-fictions and just put them like at a bookend of them. Non-fiction, manga, comic. And yeah, I'll talk about these a little bit more very soon. I'm just at least sorting out these sections real quick before getting into, because otherwise I'll never make progress if I basically like start talking about all of them before I start sorting them out in the ways that they're gonna get put into the bookshelves. So I'm thinking this tall one that I've set up will be like my reference shelf, and then I have a lower one over here that I'm not showing just because it's just got my laptop and stuff on it right now. That I will keep all my fictions and stuff in. I think. I don't know, that feels good to me for right now. I reorganize my library a lot. This is me actually organizing it like a library for the first time in a while. I've done a couple of fun organizations of it just for the hell of it. Like, I once did a by color, which was interesting. I once sorted by color. I once sorted by size. I once did a chaos sort of just like I just shoved everything in there. I once sorted everything by two red books that I had in progress, um, etc., which was useful but not very nice to look at. Uh, I'll see if because I had my law books above my main work desk for a long time. I'm kind of hoping that I can actually just get them into shelves now with the way that I've resorted some things. Of course, I have the Final Fantasy 15 official art book and just official book in general. It's so cute. It's so cute. Like, look at the concepts of the boys. Isn't that cute? I love my boys. Well, the art book stack is very tall. Okay, we're almost done with this first sort. And then it'll be more fun from there. And then it'll be more fun. Need more art books? Yeah. I suggest I get them from a mix of artist alleys and just following artists too. Like I get a lot of, well, I did when I had income, when I had stable income, I would follow a lot of zine projects and I would get a lot of art books that way. So I have a lot of anthology art books, and I would also just I follow so many artists. Like if you look at my Blue Sky follows, it's like 90% artists because I just love looking at art all the time. I don't use social media to network or to do anything productive. I just like looking at cool shit. So yeah, like so many of the people I follow on Blue Sky are artists, so that my feed is always full of art. Um, I reski a bunch of art all the time as well. But it also lets me know what art people are doing. So that's really fun. Um, and lets me know like if people are coming out with new art books. That's how I usually keep up with things. Um, I also keep up with like art book Kickstarters that way. Though I haven't done too many of those. Um, I just I like people being able to fund their projects, even if they don't work out. I like people being able to at least have the funds to try their projects. So that's not my complaint with Kickstarter. I just don't like the way that they give money to artists. Like I feel like there's more that they could do to help folks be successful, um, and not have to figure out so much on their own. I feel like some of the folks that are the most successful are mostly like self-taught or taught by others as opposed to the platform. And for as much as Kickstarter takes, I kind of wish that they helped people out more, especially independent artists are like completely new to trying to make something work. I don't know. I just kind of wish that they were a little bit more helpful to artists. That's all. And that they were like a little bit more helpful, especially on the financing parts of things, of like helping people to really understand like how those finances are going to work, and maybe even helping people to just like not screw themselves over on those things or on like fulfillment plans and stuff like that. I know they have some resources, but it seems like people that do the best are still mostly community helped more than anything. So yeah. Not sure where zines should go. Maybe zines should be their own thing. Any more zines? Once I have a paycheck again, there's a lot of zine fairs that happen in New York City that I definitely want to like check out more of. Zine. Oh, speaking of D&D, look, I found my D&D books. I'm not sure where these would go in these categories. I guess the art books. Oh, I'll just stick them there now. I don't have like a ton of game books, so that okay. I have my categories. So we've got cookbooks, we've got plays and poems, we've got law books, we've got nonfiction, a lot of nonfiction. We've got art books, we've got periodical nonfiction, we've got manga, we've got fiction. Sweet. I'm gonna stretch. Ah! Wah, wah, wah. Let me catch up on chat. Vibin' having lunch. Hope you're having a good lunch. Stitch. Yeah. That's one of the things I miss the most is going to artist alleys. Honestly, I miss going to artist alleys so much. I could still go, I just feel bad going and not buying anything, you know? I like, what I used to do was I would save up like a fund of money. Like I would save up like $100 or $200 over time if I knew there was an artist alley that I was gonna hit up, and I would just spend it all on art, um, and just make it rain. Love supporting independent artists. Um, that will be a future stream. So I don't know if anybody was here a year ago when I did my Halloween window shopping stream. So last year, what I did was we window shopped at like the big box stores. So I got the the online catalogs of a bunch of bigger stores, and we looked at all of the Halloween stuff together, and it was very fun. It was very silly. It was a really good time. But this year I was like, well, I want to do that again, but I want to do that with independent artists. So the vibes will be a little bit different because, you know, when it's a big box store, I don't mind if we tease some of the stuff that's there because it's a big corporation. No teasing allowed when we're doing independent artists. Good vibes only towards independent artists. But yeah, I'm going to build up a giant spreadsheet of stores that have uh, spooky, Halloween, goth, you know, anything within that realm of stuff. It doesn't have to be their principal thing. It just has to be like, oh, the store has like some stuff within this realm. And we'll look at it as like the big Halloween tour. Um, and I'll make a big spreadsheet so that people can save their favorites and save the links for their favorites. And we'll just do a bunch of window shopping. Um, it might be, I'm already like starting to build up the list. It might be 2 streams. so that I can give everyone their fair due and not like make it feel rushed and make it feel still like a chill time. Um, but yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I have the VOD of the one from last year up where it's the big box stores, but I'm really, really, really excited to do it with independent artists. That will probably be towards the end of the month, um, because I want to give time to people to put up their Halloween stuff, um, but also give people time to actually order as well. So I talked with Steph of like, when do you think that would be for a lot of people? And the answer is, of course, like it depends. Everybody does their own thing. Um, there's not like a strict timeline of when people put up their spooky stuff. So I'm trying to catch as many people that are doing it now. There's some people that do that all year round, of course. Um, and then I'm like rechecking some people as the weeks go on and like keeping tabs on social media to see if they do get spooky stuff so that I can put them on the list too. Hey, Cheesy. Oh, have a safe trip. Not too much. I'm going through my books, talking about some future streams. We'll do a cozy like planning stream soon too. I'll do that from my desk so I can talk about some of the stuff that I'm planning. Because I got a lot of really cool stuff that I'm planning. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the window shopping stream because I'm so excited for that. But it's going to be a lot of work. But also, I'm really excited to do the work and to make a compendium of like, here's a whole bunch of artist stores. Like, do you just want to like support a bunch of independent artists, especially right now when a bunch of them are hurting? Here you go. Here's a giant list of like 200 people whose stores have spooky stuff. Oh, very tiny objects. That's very cute. That's very cute. Yeah, that's a thing that I hope will come up too, is that people will go like, oh, I have this person to recommend. Um, and we will get as many fresh recommendations in as we can. I'm gonna save the cookbooks for now, just in case, because I'm setting up my pantry in a different way that might accommodate them if I need more room. If I don't, then I'll put them in the bookshelf, but I'll put them to the side for now. Um, I'll yap about them, but I'll put them to the side for now. I also need to be able to actually access the reference bookshelf. But yeah, okay. Uh, I think should have enough room. Okay, I'm gonna put my law stuff on top. So if you want a tour of books that I got in law school, this isn't even all of them. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, in like my last year and a half, I didn't buy my books. I just, to be fair, like the professors would provide scans of stuff a lot of times. Um, and there was like a digital version of books sometimes. So I would buy digital versions of books, but I didn't buy physical books anymore where I could get a digital version instead. So law school actually needs like twice as many books as you see here because I've already given some away. It's a nightmare. Don't do it unless you really are a nerd for law. And if you are, welcome to the fold. Um, we will help you. Just say that you are going to do the journey, and we will always help you. That's something that I found that was really nice was that anytime I told anybody like, "Hey, I'm going to do law school," and they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Okay, this is how you survive." And I've been passing on that tradition. So anytime I see somebody that's like, "Oh my God, I'm thinking about law school," I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm here to help you." I know we just met, but I'm here to help you now. Empanadas, hola. It's a brotherhood. It is very much like a secret society of people that have made the worst decisions of how to spend their lives and are helping each other through it. But yeah, you get to see some of the books are cool. So like this is the penal law and criminal procedure law. So the reason why it's loose leaf is so that you can keep updating it. I need to update it. So that's why there's no year on the cover because you can buy the updates. This one is a little bit out of date. It is 7 years out of date. Um, as you can see, it's a 2018 edition. There's not a ton of changes to the penal law. And before anybody gets lewd, penal law is criminal law. So it just means like, what are the punishments for certain things? So yeah, this is the complete guide of like how to define a crime. So this is important. Like if I was doing public defense, right, this would be important because this lets me know what different charges exist for different crimes. So this also lets me know the punishments for them. And like this would let me try to fight for a client to get a lesser charge or to be able to argue like actually it's not this in the first degree, it's this in the fifth degree, you know, and like be able to argue the semantics as to why, using the rule of the law. Isn't law so much fun? If you ever wonder what kind of nerd I am, it's this kind. But yeah, um, criminal law is interesting. It's harrowing, but it's also fascinating. Um, so this is for the state of New York. So anything that you could want to look up. So like here we have fines, conspiracy, criminal facilitation, kidnapping, burglary, arson. There's punishments for all of it. But yeah, it's kept loose leaf so that you can keep it updated. If you are actively working in that. I am not at the moment, but I don't know. It'd be cool to do defense one day, I think. I kind of want to be in public defense sometime, or at least do work in that field. I'm gonna put big giant Constitution law book there. So I'm just sorting this by statutes versus like theory versus practice books. So like all of these are kind of theory. These are the rules of evidence. It's so cruel that it's like the thinnest book of laws of like all of the laws, right? Like you saw how big the penal one was. The criminal law one was. Like this one is so thin, right? These are the most fucked up rules. They're so confusing. They are so confounding. They're the worst. And everybody gets them wrong all the time, even though it's supposed to just be like, oh, it's only this. This is all you need to know for evidence. Bullshit. They're the worst. They're absolutely the worst. But yeah. So that is statute. This is rules of civil procedure. So this is if you have a civil case. So there's criminal law, there's civil law. So like, let's say you're suing somebody because I'm trying to not pick a terrible, I'm trying to pick a more fun example. They kept calling you a terrible, terrible person over and over and over again. You're like, I'm going to sue you. That would be a civil case. And then these are the rules of what you would do for that civil case. So rules. These are professional conduct rules. So there is like very strict ethics and conduct that lawyers have to follow. If you hear about a lawyer getting disbarred, hey Dark, hello, hello. I'm just ranting about laws. If you hear about a lawyer getting disbarred, so in order to practice, you have to be barred. Barred just means you pass examinations and do like a certain, it's like basically passing the SATs to become a lawyer. You do all of that, you pay a bunch of money to get your license, and you're barred. If you get disbarred, you can't legally practice as an attorney until you are not disbarred anymore. Um, so, like when Rudy Giuliani got disbarred, he couldn't practice as an attorney anymore. Um, when you get disbarred, it's usually because you have broken one of the rules of professional conduct. And then that gets taken up to a board and then it gets decided on and stuff like that. There's a lot of rules. Part of the hazing ceremony of law school is that they make you terrified that every single thing you do is going to break a rule. It's not that bad. um, and a lot of them make a lot of sense. Like some of them are a little bit like, okay, I don't know how you think people are actually going to do that, um, in terms of like, I will do that, but I don't know how you're going to catch people who aren't doing that. And I'm a little bit like scared now that there's lawyers out there doing those things. But for the most part, it's a really good guideline about how to make sure that you serve your clients ethically, professionally, and with their best interests at heart. So that's the point of these. They get changed all the time. There's like markups on how they get interpreted all the time. Um, but there's a good intent. So very important rules. Um, those are more theory, more criminal law. Kind of put them together by section. Uh, these are theory. This is actually a constitutional law textbook made by a now retired professor as one of her last classes. But Ruth Ann Robson, really, really amazing attorney, really incredible when it comes to teaching constitutional law, and has actually argued at the Supreme Court before on matters of constitutional law, which makes sense because that's all that that the Supreme Court does. But yeah. So I keep her book because it is honestly one of the better books on constitutional law, even though some of it is out of date. Learning evidence. This is theory. Torts. Torts is actually one of my favorites. I like torts. I like torts in contract law a lot. And contracting law, one of the authors of this book was actually my professor. I really liked her. She was one of my favorite professors. I thought she was cool as hell. I really liked contracts. Contract law is very fun. Cases and materials. Okay, that's rule of law. This is more theory stuff, and then that's practice. Okay, cool. Cool. Big, heavy law books. Putting them up at the top because there's like a few of them that I might reference in this job that's coming up. But most of the stuff that I'm going to need to reference is going to be all on my computer. So, not going to be using a ton of them. I might use my blue book. I'll explain what the blue book is in a little bit. It's terrible. Okay. These are practice. practice. The thing is too is that like a lot of research is done with digital materials these days, so like there's not a ton that I'm gonna need. That's why it's called the bar exam? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Very smart. Very smart. That's why it's called the bar. Well, that's not why, but yeah, that's where it all is. Hi, Pack, what'd you do with all Cute. Yeah, I'm still waiting to start. I'll be an arbiter. I'm not going to be an attorney. I am not licensed yet, and I do have to clarify that. An ethics thing is that I clarify that. But an arbiter does not have to be barred in order to practice, because they are practicing within a organization and not like on their own. And just, I'll be doing legal stuff. That's the end all be all. Let's see. Okay. And then this is the last book that I'll talk about when it comes to law. Oh, headband fell off. Which is the Blue Book. Some of you may know or may remember. So do you remember like citations and bibliographies from school? And some of you may remember like there's MLA format and Chicago and all of these other formats that tell you like, oh, this is the way that you format your bibliography and cite your sources. So for law, we have our own system of doing that. These are the entirety of the rules. These are the rules we have to follow to cite our sources in our legal writing. It sucks. Nobody likes this. So like every single type of thing that we could ever cite has specific rules about how you're supposed to cite them. And that's what this is. It's not fun. That's probably the book that I'll end up using the most with the new job, unfortunately. Okay, do a stretchy. Oh, I didn't realize because the music that I'm playing has like a thunderstorm in it. I didn't realize there's actually a thunderstorm happening right now where I live. I was like, that thunder got really loud. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Okay. I'm going to take a quick ad break and then I'll be back to sort some more books. I'm going to stretch. Oh my god, yeah. Juno! Okay, let me not take an ad break yet. Let me not take it. I'm just kidding, not taking an ad break. Hi! Hello, Juno! Thank you for the raid. How was the game? How was the game, Evelyn? Baka, you've been here. Spam! Tell me all about it, please. Hi, Speedy Sparrow. Oh, Sparrow, I've seen you around. Hi, Snow. Hello. Happy tabs conversion. Okay, I'll use up all my snoozes for you guys so that you don't get stuck in ads. Hello, I'm sorting my library. You missed me talking about law books for like a half hour. How did the game go? Was it fun? Please tell me any and all details about it. I want to hear everything. I want to hear everything. Today was a day where I didn't have the spoons to go listen to streams. It happens sometimes. If you don't see me in streams for a while, sometimes I just don't have the spoons for it and I just need quiet. Um, but that makes me all the happier that you all stopped by because I was like, oh man, I do want to listen. So I'm gonna have to catch the VOD. I'm gonna have to catch the VOD maybe when I'm going to sleep tonight. But yeah, thank you so much for coming in. Oh, let me give you a shouty. A little shouty outy. Ah, and yeah, I hope it was super fun. But yeah, today, hi everybody. Today I'm just kind of gently getting back into streaming by having you all with me as I sort through my library. Okay, next section of the library is going to be nonfiction books. So I have two bookshelves. This one here I'm gonna have be for my reference materials. And then I have another one over here that I'm gonna have be for all of my fun fiction and art books. And I'm gonna have more display places in my house now to be able to put out like the table books. So that's like the art books that are more fun to flip through for anybody that's over. Let's see. Let's do the nonfiction books now. So we have a lot. We have a lot. Okay, I'm thinking we do these by author and not by subject. Eventually, I want to teach myself library systems so that I can do it by subject. But for now, we'll just do it by author. I think that's going to be the easiest way. Thank you for the follow. And if anybody needs to raid and run and de-stream after a really fun and exciting adventure of waking up in a strange place, please feel free to do so. Always make sure to take care of yourselves. Yeah, that sounds so cool. When school starts up. Good luck, Bake. I know you've been working hard on that. Have a good dinner. Yeah, and my apologies if there's any scuffness with the audio today. Streamlabs updated today and then everything was broken. And it won't even recognize that my mic exists. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot it later. But hopefully things sound okay. Okay, so this is Davis, Kaba. This is one of my, if anybody is like, so the thing that you're gonna see is that I have a lot of abolition and justice advocacy books and stuff like that. If that is a topic that you are wanting to learn more about, a great author to start with, to just kind of start to understand the field, even starting to understand like more people to read, because she's really, really good about referencing others and about really encouraging you to not center all of your learning on one person, but to like spread out your learning. Mariam Kaba is one of my favorite activists that's in the game right now. She has a lot of books that she's done. Really, really, really good at breaking down the topics of abolition and why that's important and what a better future could look like for all of us when it comes to decreasing police funding and getting rid of incarceration systems. very cool person, active on Blue Sky, but also is like a person that has led me to getting all of these other books that I have on the topic. Because she's very, very adamant about like, hey, it's cool that you follow me, but like make sure that you're following lots of people and don't center any amount of organization or advocacy on just one person. It should be a community effort. So Mariam Kaba, get her stuff, check it out. And then, of course, one of the OGs is Angela Davis. Haymarket Books is one of my favorite publishers. Um, they have free books from time to time too, which is great. So follow Haymarket Books. They will have free books available to download, and you can keep them on a digital library that they have for you, so you can keep them forever. From like a couple of times a year, they usually will have free books, which is really cool. So follow Haymarket Books. It's Haymarket, like hay, like what horses eat, and then market, all one word. But they had a sale on Angela Davis, and so I got a starter pack of Angela Davis books. So you'll see me have a bunch of Angela Davis books in a second. Very huge figure in feminist writing, abolitionist writing, and writing on the struggles of Black Americans. So yeah. And then I have a lot of nonfiction books about a whole bunch of topics. Some even mythological stuff, so that's fun. Got some fun stuff too. Okay, Davis, P, Kava, Gruber. Right now I'm just alphabetizing by author last name. So if you're wondering like, what am I doing? It's that. This is just a fun book. Has a lot of science questions that people pose, and then they sound goofy, but then they actually try to find the answer for them. This is the person who wrote XKCD, if the name sounds familiar. So like, they'll have a question like, how many people would it, no, hold on, let me find a better one. There's some funner ones. Hold on. Okay. If one were to stand on top of the Old Faithful geyser in the Yellowstone National Park, at what speed would they be launched upward by the water, and what injuries would they likely sustain? So, like, they take questions like that and then break down, like, the physics and science about what the answer would be without actually putting anyone through it. Like, a fun one that they had in the first book was, like, what would happen if everyone on Earth jumped at once? Like stuff like that. It's just a silly, fun read, but the science is sound. So very, very fun. Very fun. I love science books like that. This is Rodney, and then I have a bunch of like theory books on capitalism and how it's bad. I mean, that's basically what it is always. They're all about capitalism, but they're all about how it's bad. The moral always is capitalism, by the way, pretty bad. Did you know? So very fun. This is one that I really, really need to finish reading at some point. It's the history of gay culture in New York. So especially around the turn of the century, what that looked like, what that actually looked like for people that were experiencing it, and in the community. And like, yeah, so really, really, really cool. book. A historian that I really liked has made reference to it a lot of times, so I finally picked it up. Gay New York by George Chauncey. It's been pretty good so far. It's a little dry, but I mean, it's it's a little dry, but it feels presented in a way that is memorable. So, if you want to learn about that time of New York history, this is a really good one. Um, let's see, Chauncey. So there's C. Do I have C yet? I don't have C. No C pile yet. Beyond Survival is also a really good book. It is, well, I mean, the subtitle is the best way to describe it. Strategies and Stories from the Transformative Justice Movement. So it's thinking about beyond just societies surviving, but how to have them thrive outside of carceral systems. So again, another abolition book, but this is a really good like beginning one if you're looking to learn more about that. Beyond Survival and any of the excerpts of Beyond Survival, which I think you can find a couple of them online. Really good places to start. Very, very good places to begin. Another Rodney. This under copper. Yeah, like this one is a really cool one. Decolonizing methodologies. So thinking about research and study, and especially like scholarly research, and how to decolonize some of the mindsets and ways that we do that, especially in terms of studying the cultures of indigenous people and making sure that they're treated with agency and humanity. It's very important. But yeah, very, very cool book. This one's a funny one. The Good Die Young. And it's a collection of essays about how horrible Henry Kissinger is and what his horrible legacy is. The Good Die Young is, of course, a joke because he died really, really old. uh, this was published by a periodical journal called The Jacobin. I actually have a couple of their periodicals here. These are some older ones, but they're a quarterly periodical that writes a lot about politics and things like that. But they have a bunch of essays, and they had a bunch of essays waiting. They had this book waiting for Henry Kissinger to die. And the moment that he died, they turned the website into a big celebration about it. And they sold this book finally. And then they gave like a 90% off discount on their journal for a year as part of the celebration. Like if you bought this, you could get a 90% off discount. So that's how I got a bunch of their periodicals. Um, yeah, it's not a fun read at all, but it is an important read. Um, it's also a very good book on world history over the last century, especially in terms of military effects of world history. So, good book. I think they still sell it. Um, I don't know. They might. They might. It was pretty popular. A lot of people were just very amused that there was one publication that hated him so bad that they were ready. Like the moment the news broke, they changed the website. They had the book ready to go. They were like, we were waiting for this guy to die. Henry Kissinger sucks, so, you know, if you don't want people to talk ill of you when you die, don't be a piece of shit when you're alive. Is the moral of the story. Okay, J. Don't have a J pile yet. Oh, let me catch up on chat. I'm sorry. Risto, hello. Oh my gosh, and ads were going. I was just yapping. I'm sorry. I got caught up in my books. I got caught up in my books. Well, I'll say hi to everybody in a bit, and I'll catch up in a bit. Oh, sorry. Oh, I miss so much. I miss so much. Crap. Sorry. Um, where's my D pile? Oh, waiting for the app break to end. Hi everyone. Sorry, I didn't see the ads go by. I just started yapping. Miriam Cava, yeah. Have a good lurk. Joanna, thank you. Thank you so much. You're always supporting. It's always very kind. Thank you, thank you. What if is very fun. Yeah. Mulder, I'm like, what if a baseball was pitched at 10th the speed of light? Yeah. Risto! Risto, hello. Cami, hello. Yeah, so many books. I'm getting you can see how much I love my books. Um, because I get really excited talking about all of them. Yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for things to read, I will give you so many recommendations. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, and that so right now I'm doing this by author. Ideally, nonfiction books would be sorted by subject, but I'm going to teach myself, I forget the official name. It's like a universal library system. It's the non-racist library classification system because Dewey was a big asshole. Um, but yeah, I'm going to be teaching myself that classification system and practicing by using my library. So this is just a rough draft, and then I will do that project later. So for right now, I'm just sorting my nonfictions by author. Um, However, the reason why I want to teach myself that is because one thing that I want to set up, so there's two Discord servers I want to set up. Eventually, I want to set up a server for the cafe. I have some very specific plans for it, so it's not just like a random, oh, here's a server, everybody talk here. Like it's going to be very structured and be hopefully very fun to follow. More on that later. I'll talk about that next time. But the other server that I've been really wanting to build out for a while is a digital library of all of the free resources that are out there on the internet on topics of social justice and also on learning art and various related things related to art and creativity. And just have it be the little free library of learning and justice. And yeah, just there's so many resources out in the world, and I want to um, bring a whole bunch of them that I can find all together in one place. Especially like I was mentioning, Haymarket Books has free books. There's a lot of places that do just like free books all the time. And I'm really tired of going around and spamming people individually of like, here's free books. So in the library, that would be like a whole entire channel is just saying like free books and like having an alert that you could like subscribe to every time that there's free books if you want to just like know when there's free books around. Have sections about supporting your local library, have sections about like the different resources that are out there from some of these authors as well. Um, and have sections linking to other anthology sources that people have started creating out there, kind of in that same spirit. So, yeah, that is a dream of mine to make that happen sometime this year, at least a rough draft of that. That's completely separate from the cafe, but that is when I get really excited about these books, it's because I'm also like getting really excited about setting up that resource for everybody as well. It'll be completely free to use and will hopefully be a really helpful way to just get like you just want to learn something, you just want to research about like a topic of social justice that you're seeing people like get really into, but you're like, I don't even know where to start with questions. I feel like kind of shy about asking about this topic. Like, let's say you wanted to learn about Palestine or abolition or, anything under the sun when it comes to social justice. I'm hoping that that server could be a place where you could find some resources that really smart people have put together and you can go like, oh, cool, I can just start clicking through and reading and starting to learn about this thing because I just like looked up Palestine. There it is. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that will let me get started. And wow, there's free books about it if I want to really read about it. So yeah, that's the dream. That's the dream. Hi Sploot. Hello, Dr. Sploot. It goes well. I am sorting through my nonfiction books at the moment. By author and talking about how I will sort them in different ways later. Um, I do have a book about cannibalism. It's not actually about cannibalism. It is a really cool title though, Cannibal Capitalism, but it is about how like cannibalism is devouring itself in order to sustain itself. But why we can't just wait for it to do that, like why that will make more issues for us. Not in order to help capitalism, but to is a very detailed argument against capitalism. By Fraser, I don't have an F file yet. That'll be my F file. And put this here. This is just a textbook. But let me stand up. My feet are falling asleep. Yeah, it's a dream, but I'm gonna make it happen this year. I was gonna start drafting it earlier in the year, but then I was just really stressed by everything. Probably understandably so. So, yeah, uh, it's something that I'm gonna definitely make happen at least in a rough draft. Um, and I'm really excited. And having my library set up will help me have a space to practice doing a library sorting system. So I'm excited. Ah, my feet fell asleep. Help! Help! Pins and needles. Ow. And I gave the update at the beginning of the stream. So the center that I'm going to be doing arbitrating with um, is waiting on some bureaucratic red tape. It should clear up soon. They've been keeping me informed. Uh, but my job is still going to happen, but the start date got delayed. So if you've been seeing me around, I'm a little bit down and out, that's why. Getting my motivation back though, and getting back into it. And I'm going to take the time that I have as free time to make sure that I do the things that I love, like streaming. Yay. Um, and hopefully we'll have my start date again in by the end of the month. Hopefully, we'll see. The government moves very slowly, but my new team has been very kind. They've been very transparent about everything. They sent me all of the equipment, and we've done several hours of onboarding, so it seems very much like they are expecting this job to happen. And we're just waiting. We're just waiting on some certification things, but it should happen soon. Um, And when it does, then I'll be working and then I'll still be streaming, but I'll stream either before or after work. Um, Probably not as much on the weekends because I like the idea of, wow, there's a car alarm going now. Get out here. I hope it's not too loud for you all. Um, but yeah, we'll be doing streaming here. I'll do a planning stream very soon to let you all know about some of the cool stuff that I haven't planned. Um, but yeah, job is still happening. It just isn't happening yet. So I'm in a weird, like, little limbo state for now, but that's okay. We'll make do. Um, we'll make do. It is the only thing that's stressful is like, oh, I can't pay my bills for another month. Okay. But I've come to terms with that, so it's all right. If that car alarm does not stop after another like minute or two, I'll mute myself until it does. But I'm hoping they get to it. Let me know if it's really obnoxious, though. Oh, they stopped. Okay, good. I was worried. I was like, oh, it's raining. Are they not going to turn it off? Okay, back to books. Back to books. Borges. I have a lot of Borges. Capote. Do I have a C? I do have a C. There we go. I have two big, thick books about Nordic myths. I had such a Norse mythology like moment back in my 20s. Before like Marvel and all of that, I still am really mad at how Marvel has like transformed everybody's thought about what Loki looks like. I love Tom Hiddleston. I hate him as Loki. I hate Marvel Loki so much. Um, and if you like him, that's fine. That's totally fine. I just personally don't fuck with it. But yeah, before I knew that there were people that, you know, did bad things with that, I got really, no, car, stop. But I still have some of my books about it. These are two of my older books about Norse mythology, and I just kind of like them because they had um, either older versions of the Eddas that I didn't see in other places, older translations that I didn't see in other places, which I really enjoyed. Um, and one of them also had a lot of the history of how Norse mythology transformed with the introduction of Christianity, and historically, like what transformed and when. And I don't see that in a lot of places, so that was really cool too. Risito! Yeah, that car is being really obnoxious. Is it really loud? If it's really loud, I can mute myself for a bit and just let you all listen to the music until it stops. Let me know, I don't mind. I want you all to have a good time here. I'm gonna save talking about this book. Oh, Bray, let me shout you out. So Bray is hosting D&D every Sunday for a bit while we work through a wonderful one-shot called Dungeons and Gobblers. And I'm in there. I'm one of the players. It's really fun. It's really, really fun so far. So we'll be continuing that tomorrow. And yes. No, thank you for DMing it. It's really cool. Yeah, definitely join us. It should be really fun. Yes. Stupid card. Okay. All right. This is one of my favorite books. It's not my favorite book. That's Howl's Moving Castle, but this is definitely like in my top 10. I think it is so, so cool, and it's really weird. It is called The Antarctic Book of Cooking and Cleaning. It's kind of a cookbook. It's kind of a memoir. It's kind of like a scrapbook almost. But what it is that um, this author, so Wendeley Trester, went to cook at an Antarctic research site. I think it was one of the cleanup sites, so more like cleanup than research. Um, so more kind of rough and tumble folks than scientists. But um, when you go to work at an Antarctic site, you're there for a while because there's not like planes coming in and out of Antarctica all the time. So this is a journal of how she like was cooking for the station that she was at for, I think it was either a year or like 8 months. I forget. I want to read it again. And it's just chronicling the stuff she would cook, her experiences there. And it would also talk a lot about the logistics of actually like trying to sustain a station full of people on what is a very limited stock because there's planes coming in with supplies very rarely. And so like what you have to plan for that. And it has some of the recipes too, though like how usable they are is, you know, debatable because they were made for a very um, different situation than the home kitchen. But she made some really good food. Um, and there's some really cool photos in here. Let me see. So like she has like a corn chowder that she would make for everybody, and she talks about like how she made it and the different ways that she would need to make it. I think she made most of these recipes in this edition of the book down to where you could make them at home. Um, if I remember right, there was an older edition that talked about the quantities that she would do back at the station. But yeah, like she has when she made dumplings, or she was watching somebody make dumplings at one of the Chinese stations back in 1996, and so you have some cool photos of like the different stations that were near the one that she was at. There was a cute photo of her like playing in the snow with folks, and I can't find it at the moment. But yeah, I love this book. It's really fun. It's really cool. Um, I actually might reread it again tonight. I'm gonna. I got so excited about it. I'm just gonna reread it again tonight. But yeah, it's good. I highly, highly recommend it. The okay. Antarctic Book of Cooking and Cleaning by Wendy Tressler. Very cool book. It's one of my favorites. It's not going to be like harrowing, like oh we had to survive. No, it's very chill. It's a lot of talking about dealing with the tedium and boredom of being on the Antarctic site more than anything. But I don't know. I kind of like that. I don't. There's something about it that I just really dig. It's one of my favorites still. See. It says why. This I should actually keep my sewing machine. Okay, cool. So we got B, C. Oh. C column. Cody, Chaucer. This is Cowfield. There you go. This part's easy. Now that I have my stats of the different authors, I can just put them in. Let's see. You. This is always very satisfying too. So You go through all the trouble of like sorting through your stacks, and then you're like, oh, now I can put all these books in their proper place. E. Huh? I don't think I have an E. Oh, I think I decided this would be Jacob. So that's J. Where's my J pile? Here. Okay. I'll set this one over here. Noon! Hi, Noon. I need to buy a new bookcase. Yeah! Oh my gosh, happy bookcase. I hope you have fun sorting through your books. Does anybody have any special ways that they sort through all of their books, by the way? Curious. I am curious. I've gone through a couple of different ways just for fun. G. J. K. L. M. My seams there. Oh, there's some. Oh wow, it's really coming down outside now. Let me put these in W. Plus. Is this all plus? No, it's half plus. I have a lot of books in English and in Spanish, in both fiction and nonfiction. R. Yes, okay. Rodney. Okay. I'm trying to leave a little space too, not like completely crowd them, so that there's room to have more books switch in and out. And like I said, I actively rotate books in and out of my library, so I want to make room for different size books as well. So like maybe I end up switching out some of these books here and donating them somewhere. But like, what if I get a really big book? It's nice to leave a little space, little room to grow. Enough room that they can stand up, but little room to grow. Madness. There you go. don't have a ton. I don't have the focus to read anymore. Oh no, I'm sorry. I've had periods of not being able to read, and it's always really rough. I hope that you can find that focus again soon. Sort the authors alphabetically and have a section for fiction, nonfiction. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now too. I'm doing the same, Kemi. Dedicate to all your sheet music, that's right! I have this giant stack right here is all art books. Art books and comics. So many art books. I spent all of the Thursday reading a book I was gifted for Christmas. What was the book? Let me know. That's really cool. I love reading. Anytime that I can settle my brain into being able to read, I'm very happy. Oh goodness, I don't know if you can hear the rain outside. It is really coming down right now. It's very nice. Okay, let's see. I want to... Yeah, I think I want to put my cookbooks down here. I have a lot of cookie books. Do I have enough room? I don't have enough room to put my plays and poems into one place there. Okay. It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep that like that, and then I have a lot of cookbooks. They're not all the cookbooks I would want. A lot of them are gifted too, so there's some that are not ones that I use, but they were gifts, so I don't want to get rid of them. Some of them are books from the school that I used to work at, a culinary school. And a lot of them, so when I left, I was really, really good friends with the person that designed the course texts. And she gave me a full set of all of the books that the school used. But I've donated a bunch of them to programs over time. Like I donated the bulk of my culinary books from her to a program that was teaching refugees kitchen skills so that they could get hired here in the US, and like tried to get them connected professionally to kitchens too, so that they could start working right away. But they didn't need the pastry arts book, so I still have those, and I still have my cake book. I've donated my bread book to them though, as well. So all my culinary and bread ones I donated to them. I still reference them from time to time though. They're really good. My friend did a really good job organizing them. 3 of these I'm going to be swapping off to a friend. So these are first edition Jacques Pepin books, but I'm going to be giving them to a friend of mine. I also have this giant Gordon Ramsay book that I'm going to give him too. It's fine. It's not my favorite, but I think he could make better use of it. I don't know. Like, it's fine. It's pretentious. It's pretentious and it's not even that pretty. Like, it's so boring. It's such a boring layout. And if it was like more in-depth in technique or something, then I wouldn't mind it being so text heavy. But it's not. It's just really boring. The Jacques Pepin books are... oh my goodness, my throat. It's just... Hey, Roa! Hope you're doing good, Roa. The Jacques Pepin ones are good, but honestly, I want to get the updated versions of these. They're really cool, though. These are some of the first, like, widely published cooking books out there of the modern age where you had, like, tons of photos and stuff like that in them. Obviously, there have been cookbooks for a really long time, but these were some of the first um, with, like, tons and tons and tons of photos covering my dead name. Jacques Pepin did sign them for me. um, but ultimately, I'm not using them. And I have a friend who could, so I'm like, doesn't make sense for me to keep them. Chef Torres. I used to have the biggest crush on him growing up. He has such amazing dessert skills, and like his recipes are so good. I've worked with him before too, so I got a chance to meet my hero, and he was very nice. This is a book I got at a swap. This one's interesting. This is a book that I got gifted. Best New Chef's All-Star Cookbook. And it's very strange who they got here. It's just like chefs who started becoming famous online, but they have really good recipes. So, and a lot of them are like their family meal recipes. Family meal is like the meal that chef cooks for everybody to eat before service. This one I'm definitely keeping though. Julia and Jacques at Home. So this is Jacques Pepin and Julia Child, and they collaborated together on a cooking show way back in the day. Hey DV. Oh wait, no. I always get confused when I credit people for putting in coffees. That DV was here. Hi hello. Mm. But yeah, Julia Child and Jacques Pepin, two of my biggest culinary heroes, and they made a cooking show together, and I've watched like every episode twice. That was what I would watch instead of Saturday morning cartoons. Um, and can you tell I'm not used to streaming anymore? I'm like losing my voice a little bit. I'm hydrating, don't worry. And yeah, and they collaborated together and made a cookbook together too. Really, really good recipes. This has amazing recipes and really pretty photos. See, like, this is a cookbook. They have like some notes and stuff like that too, but then they have these beautiful spreads. Like, look at this. Don't you want to eat this? Like, you should open up a cookbook and go, oh, I want to eat that. And they have like pictures of the technique as well, which is really nice. This is salmon with potatoes layered on for the skin. And so the potatoes are like extra crispy on top of the salmon, but they're like cooked together. So good. So good. Yeah, just good stuff. Steak au pois. Got good stuff. This I'm not getting rid of anytime soon. One of my favorite cookbooks of all time. And then Mengchi. Mengchi is really awesome if you want to get into Korean cooking. She has a YouTube channel with like thousands of videos at this point of recipes, but her cookbooks are also really good. They're formatted in a way where um, they're very adaptable to kitchens outside of Korea. So she had to get used to being in the US and like finding ingredients that were substitutes for things. So she talks a lot about like substitutes for authentic ingredients and how to still get like authentic flavors no matter where your kitchen is. Um, and yeah, I like her book is very fun colored. She loves pink and she loves fashion a lot, so there's lots of bright pink in there. Um, Lots of really easy to follow recipes, beautiful pictures. very simple stuff. A lot of stuff that I have cooked to the point where they're staples for me. So there's some stuff that I've just memorized at this point, and there are things that I cook on a regular basis. This was a gift. Dessert Circus. There's my two Jacques Perez books. Put those together. This is an interesting book. The recipes are kind of mixed. There's a few in there that are really good that I reference from time to time. But this is allegedly Frida Kahlo's cookbook. So they're supposedly like food that Frida prepared. I don't know. It's all over the place. Frida is all over the place. Frida Kahlo. But it's an interesting book, and there are some recipes that are really good in there that I do still reference. So there are those. I'm gonna put those there. My kitchen is right behind me, so this is a good place to have these cookbooks. I'll be facing my kitchen. Cool. I'm gonna put the ones I'm gonna swap on a different table. Also, it gives me a chance to stretch my legs. Be right back. But I'm gonna put these. Hi, Prince. Hi, hi. You wanna say hi? Do you wanna come say hi? You don't have to. You could. Ooh, what if I bribe you? Do you want me to bribe you? Look, I got a bunch of space cleared. Hi. Can you see her? We'll get both of them this way. You want dental treats? Seatbelt, you too. Come here. Okay, let's get you both on camera. There you go. There's the girls. So for those of you who don't know, this is Prince. And this is Seatbelt. I've told you all, Seatbelt's like a little bit bigger. These are dental treats, so they're not too... It's okay. It's okay. I know, you're like, you're doing something weird. It's okay. You're suspicious. You're like, why are you talking while we're getting treats? It's okay, it's okay. There you go. There we go. Yeah, they're eating dental treats, so they got a lot of them, but they're really light. They're mostly air, and they're good for them. So, cat break. Cat break, cat break. Gibbies! The lesbians! Yeah! Hey, Sen! Hi, hi! Oop, all done. Seatbelt's a more shy one. She's also the one that's been using the secret tunnel in the bookshelf here. So I'll show that bookshelf a little bit more. Once I'll clean up your scraps in a sec. This is the one I'm going to use for fiction. But yeah, this one connects to the underside of my couch. So that's where Seatbelt went. She ducked into here and went under the couch. But I'm going to try to organize my books so that I have one of these cubbies on the bottom open so that they can still use it as a little secret tunnel to get from the living room over to where I work. Let me clean up the treats that they left behind. Put them in a little coffee filter for them. We'll eat them later. They're very smart. They're like, you're doing something. Prince also doesn't eat as many, so I'm just putting them somewhere less intrusive so that Seatbelt can eat them in peace. Yeah, there she goes. Cool. I wish I had like beef flavored toothpaste. Ugh. That's no fun. Give cookies. Yeah. Secret tunnel through the bookcase. Secret, 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 secret tunnel. Very good. Have a good lurk, Em. I'm just making sure, catching up. I'm a little delayed on catching up on chat because I'm lost in the sauce of my books. I love my books. I love books. I always love books. All right, here's my stack of plays and poems. I'm going to put it in my reference shelf for now. Let's see. Okay, this is play, 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 poetry, 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 play, poetry, poetry, play, play. Sweet. Okay. Poetries are a little bit harder because they're anthologies for the most part. So I'm gonna put this in some kind of order that makes sense to me. Okay. Yes. So I was gonna do a bunch of poetry reading during Poetry Month. That's why they're all tabbed up. As I tabbed all the ones that I wanted to go through and read. But then life was just lifing. But the tabs aren't going anywhere. You can always use them another time. Let's see, let's do this by Chekhov. See, Chekhov, Molina, Aristophanes, Shakespeare, Smith, and Sophocles. Yes. Okay. So that was easy. Easy, easy. There we go. I like poetry and plays. It's really fun to read a play on stream before. I'll have to do that again sometime. Okay, now we get to fun things. I'm going to save the most fun one, which is the art books, for last. I'm going to move them a little bit so that they don't fall over. And also so that I can actually access this shelf. This guy up here for now. Okay. So let's get these sorted by author. You'll notice I have a lot of books by Diana Wynne Jones, who wrote Howl's Moving Castle. I don't have all of her books, but I have a lot of them. I like her stuff a lot. This is more of an art book. Borges, more Jones, Lopez. This is... Who wrote this one? Reese. Where's Reese? Gil. This is one I've been tempted to read on stream. Maybe a little bit longer, but it's not too long. It's an interesting one. It's a very bittersweet book though, but I remembered liking it a lot as a kid. Tuck Everlasting. So I might read that one at some point. Okay, Parable of the Sower, I've been slowly working through over the years. It is... Octavia Butler has an incredible writing style. Very beautiful writing style. I get so depressed whenever I read Parable of the Sower. It's just heavy, and it like makes sense. Like it's supposed to be heavy, but it's heavy. It's really heavy. It's written beautifully though, so I do want to finish that this year finally. This is my original copy of 100 Years of Solitude. My father gave me this when I was in 4th grade. Yeah. When I was in 4th grade, and I read the whole thing. And you can see like the shrink plastic on it is like getting kind of warped and everything. So this book has been through many backpacks. I've debated sometimes about thinking about reading 100 Years of Solitude on stream, but I think it's too long. And I'm not a huge fan of breaking up reads over too many streams, and I think this one would be like at least 10. I don't know. It's too much. Too much. It's a good book though, you should read it. Left Hand of Darkness, another one that I am in the middle of and need to finish. Very interesting book. Le Guin. This one is a weird one that I picked up while on vacation. Ragged Dick or Street Life in New York. It's all about this kid that is very poor and growing up in the streets. Apparently it was like a periodical in the newspaper back when of just like the fictional adventures of this kid. I don't know, it's like if you took one of the kids from Newsies and just gave him a book series. I picked it up on vacation to be a beach read. It's fun. It's alright. Alger. So we'll put you over here. N.K. Jemisin. Amazing, amazing, amazing author. Really great speaker as well. If you can ever look up one of her talks on YouTube, I highly recommend it. She's a fantastic storyteller. This is on my to-read list. The City We Became. Jemisin. Let's see. Jay. I've read this one on stream before. Accidentally have a dupe of it. And that was really fun. This one is really cool because of the old illustrations that it has. Really pretty. And this was one of my first fairy tale books as a kid. Which probably explains a lot. But one of my first fairy tales that I read on my own was Bluebeard. I don't know. I'll just put it in the B's. Some of these are books that I got at swaps, like I've said, so I haven't read them yet, but I'm excited to. And to find out more about them. This is one I really, really want to read because I've heard a lot of good things about it. It is definitely one that I picked up at a swap. It was a very, very not gently used copy of Crying in H-Mart. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Had a couple of friends say that it's made them cry, so I'd like to read it, see why they cried. Zone. Go there, sir. V S. You've probably seen this book on stream as well. This is my copy of Phantom of the Opera, and it also has lots of other horror stories in it. We're definitely gonna go back to this one very, very soon. Because there's still, I think I've only gone through like a quarter of the horror stories in this one, so I'd love to read the rest of them to y'all. I'm ignoring chat again, I'm sorry. 100 years is a long time to stream for. Yeah, it would be a little long. It would be a little too long, I think. I think it would be a little too long. Man, imagine the ad revenue though from streaming for 100 years. Could probably make $5. I could make $5 whole. Oh, this one's cool. From the Belly is written by Amit Nahal. So the cool thing about this, one, it's a cool book about gay eldritch romance, kind of. It's mostly horror, taking place on an old whaling ship, and actually is set in that time period and everything, so that's the most fun about it. But this author is one of the creators of Grave Seasons, which is a cool game that I am highly, highly, highly anticipating and dying to see come out. That is going to be a spooky murder mystery version of like Stardew Valley, basically, that has like supernatural elements happening and a murder that happens in the town that you have to solve. So this is one of the creators. They wrote a book called From the Belly. Check it out. Check it out, because they're cool. He's a really cool bean. Cortesar. This one's wild. I don't know if y'all know about Powers of Darkness. Powers of Darkness is a infamous translation of Dracula. God, I forget where it was translated. But basically, somebody said, oh yeah, I'll translate Dracula, when Dracula was getting really popular back at the turn of the century. Swedish, okay. So they were like, yeah, I'm going to translate Dracula, and they were making a Swedish translation of Dracula. But then they kind of like did their own spin on it, and they hyper expanded it, which is why this is like 3 times longer than any version of Dracula that you've ever seen. And it became infamous with like Dracula scholars and everything like that. Of it was passed off as Dracula for a really long time, but many people were like, that's not Dracula. So now it's known as like Powers of Darkness, and it's, I like that it says it's by Bram Stoker, and nobody knows who the translator is that basically amended their own fan fiction to Dracula. So it's a mystery, but this is that text in its entirety translated into English, with a couple of scholar notes on it in the beginning. So very, very fun. Clausen. This one I've been tempted to read on stream though, even though it would be a little bit longer. It would be fun to read it in time for the movie coming out. Because I am going to see that movie immediately. I'm going to see that movie so fast. I'm going to see that movie multiple times if I can afford it. But yeah, Frankenstein. And it's the season, you know? It's not, it's a little bit longer. It's not that long a read, but it could be fun. Could be very fun. It is a wild text. Very melodramatic, which is why I think it could be really fun to read. This cute little book. I love this cute little book. I got this at a swap too. It is a little cute blue book of Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. I've read part of it on stream before, got like halfway through. I'd love to finish it, just do some fairy tales on stream. They're very cute, and like, look at how cute this book is. It's got Thumbelina there on the cover, so there's the flower, but there's the little person on there. It's cute. It's cute. Anderson. This is a very special copy of The Stone Sky, which is the third book in the fifth season trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. Very, 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 very good trilogy. Please read N.K. Jemisin if you haven't. But this is special to me because, I'll show you why, it is signed. Not only is it signed, it's also written to Ale, and this was one of the earliest times that I was starting to use the name Ale, and this is the first time that I let somebody else write it as my name. So I let N.K. Jemisin have that honor, and she, like, I'll always remember it because like I was like towards the end of the book signing line because I was so nervous, so I got in it late, and she was obviously really tired and everything, and she was still like being so kind and all of that, and so I just tried to go through, and she just told me very like casually like, oh, that's such a nice name, like that's such a beautiful name, and I like said very shyly like, thank you, I made it. And she took the time to stop and tell me like that it was important and that the names that we choose are the names that have the most power for us. She wrote my name in gold. She signed my book, and she let me have that kind message and wording even though she had been signing for like 2 hours and she was obviously very tired and was like trying to go through the books very quickly. Like she stopped everything and was very, very, very sweet to me after I told her like, yeah, I made my name. I chose it. And yeah, she's like, yeah, the names we choose are the ones that are the strongest. So I am a big fan of N.K. Jemisin, and this book is very special to me. This is not a book I will swap out or give to anybody, because it was the first time that somebody besides me wrote Ale. So yeah. Oh no, nobody heard that! It was in the ads! Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no. Well, for anybody that did hear that, enjoy that special story about N.K. Jemisin being awesome. Okay. I think we got through the fiction books, so we'll start putting them away. Conquer A.E. Anderson. Ah. But yeah. Very nice moment that happened. I'm very thankful for that moment. Aw, I'm glad it can. I'm glad. Why do I have so much Cortázar? Like, he's fine as an author, but it must be from book swaps. So I'm surprised that I have a lot in my library actively right now. Ugh. Okay, so now we put these guys away. Johnson. This is actually a spare copy of Howl's Moving Castle that I have. The one that I read on stream I keep in my bedroom. This is my comfort book. It's very nice to have my books wrangled into one place again. It's been a while. My books end up all over the house. They will again. It's inevitable, but it is nice to sometimes wrangle them back into where I can find them. Okay, there should be enough room. Enough room for everything. Oh, Bo Young. Okay. And some of these. There we go. No room to grow. Nice. Okay. All right. Now, manga. Let's see. I'll leave that one in the corner as the secret space for the cats. That'll be their secret tunnel. Okay. Let's see. I've got... So, I don't have complete collections of anything unless they're one-offs. Like Vampire Blood Drive. Vampire Blood Drive is really good. These I think I'm going to organize by title. That makes the most sense to me. There's some collections I started but never finished. Like, I wanted to collect the original Dragon Ball. I only have 2. I have most of the first run, English run of Trigun, because I was actively getting it back when it was coming out. I'm a huge Trigun fan still. So I even have the Trigun Maximums, or just the original Triguns, and then they got turned into Trigun Maximum. So Trigun was originally published underneath one publishing house, and then unfortunately they folded, but then a different publishing house picked up the series. But because of copyright reasons, even though the first one folded, they had to change the name. So they had to restart the series under Trigun Maximum, even though it's still the same / continuation. Whatever. So that's why there's Trigun 1, Trigun 2, and then there's Trigun Maximum 1, Trigun Maximum 2. But it's still the same story. What can you do? But yeah, so I have Trigun 1, Trigun 2, and then I have a lot of them, but I don't have all of them, unfortunately. So I could only afford so many when they were coming out. Yeah, I have, let's see, I have 1 through 7, and then I think I just jumped to the end to 13 and 14, which are the last ones. But these are all first editions. It would be cool to get 8 through 12 as first editions as well. But I don't want to spend like a crap ton of money on it either. It would just be nice because then it would all look the same. But I don't know. I kind of want the fancy version that Dark Horse eventually published of like all of them. I also want the fancy version of Berserk that they published too, because the art in Berserk is amazing. Really depressing story, but really good story. Beautiful artwork. Alright, what else do I have? And then I have some BL. Put that next to the Trigun. I have this comic I can't read. I got it in Japan. It's just a spin-off comic of Sasuke and Itachi being brothers. It's really cute. Even though I can't read it, I'll read it one day. It's just a cute, like, little chibi comic of them. It's so silly. It's really cute. I got it in Japan. And then they have the first Magus Bride. It's another one that I would like to have the whole series of someday. Really love Ancient Magus Bride. And then Vampire Blood Drive, which is by Mira Ong Chua. Mira Ong Chua does a lot of really, really, really cute comics. Highly recommend following her. She's definitely going to be in the window shopping tour that I mentioned earlier. Collecting them is expensive. Yeah, that's why it's like I'm not in a rush. I'm not in any rush to do so. Okay, now art books. So we have the graphic novels, and then we have the art books. And we have just like straight up comics. But see, there's like ones that I got that are like zines that, and just like straight up art books that I want to have out, and I'm gonna have room in the way that I set up the house now to actually have books out that are like the ones that you can just like rifle through, and they're really pretty. Like, okay, most of you all know that I love Final Fantasy 15 a lot. That's not a surprise to anyone that's talked to me for any amount of time. I love Art in Azunia. I don't want to get into why. That's for another stream. I love him. He's very stinky. He sucks. I love him. I have gotten, there's not been a lot of zine compilations, but I've gotten the two that I have seen. So we have Star Scourge, which is a Art and Azunia fashion magazine. So this is where they just did a fashion spread of Art and Azunia. Like, let's just make him really beautiful in lots of different fashions without his stupid hat. It's really pretty. All this art is so pretty. So this is a book that I'm definitely going to have out for perusal on the coffee table. It's just so cute, isn't it? So pretty. I love, oh my God. This is one of my favorite poses in fan arts, is just people tying their ties in the mirror. For some reason, I really adore this pose in fan art. I don't know why. It's just always a favorite of mine. Yeah, really cool stuff. Really cool fan art. And then there's also Lux Corrupta. Lux Corrupta is just a very gorgeous, like it has the gold embossing and stuff like that, art and zine. So it has some fan stories, art, art, pretty arts. So lovely. People have done so many fun interpretations of Arden. Our stinky man. He's our stinky man. I love him. Um, this one came with a ton of extra goodies that I have all over the house, like prints and keychains and stuff like that. Yeah. Final Fantasy 15. Yo. I love Final Fantasy 15. I'm gonna marathon it on my birthday. That's the plan for January. I'm gonna marathon Final Fantasy 15. That might be the first time that I try doing a subathon thing. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see what my schedule is like, slash my energy. Ooh, yeah, check your library. Unfortunately, they're very limited. Oh no. Yeah, you continually checking them out will definitely like show that there's interest in the books. So that always helps. That always helps out a lot. So continue doing that. That's very good to do. That's smart and good to do. Yoshitaka Amano is one of my favorite artists of all time and a huge inspiration for me. Huge inspiration for like all of my art. And I have a book that he did of fairies. I'm not like huge into fairies, but this book was just really beautiful. So it's just a lot of artwork that he did of different fairies in all sorts of mythology. But he also does like these little guys too, like oh, little guy, oh, little goblin, the wine cellar fairy. I feel like this is some of my friends that I know. It's just this guy. He's such a mood. So yeah, there's some of the really pretty ones, but then there's some of the like more malicious fairies. And he did a really cool job of illustrating all of them. Swan maidens. Just gorgeous, gorgeous art. I love his art so much. I want more of his art books to keep around. But yeah, and it has all of the stories of these fairies too, but I mostly have it just because I adore Yoshitaka Amano's art. This is one of the books that will absolutely be out and about for coffee table purposes. I also have The Hazards of Love. I have a couple copies of The Hazards of Love. Basically, anytime Hazards of Love is a webcomic. Is a webcomic made by my favorite webcomic artist, Stan Stanley. I've been following their webcomics ever since I was a kid. And they did these like single issue publications at one point, and then they also did an anthology of like the first half that they went through and they recolored all of it. So now it all has color. So like madness, absolute madness. It was always published in black and white, and they went through for this publication just to like color every single one of the pages. So really, really cool. I love this artist. They're a huge influence on me. Yeah, I adore those books. Hawkeye, Miss Marvel. I used to love reading Marvel. This is going to be a coffee table book. I'm putting the ones I'm going to put out like on display to the side. This is a cool anthology. Ooh, this is a cool one. It's bloody. It's bloody. Look away, Twitch. This is fan art of Hanagram, which is Hannibal Lecter and Will Graham. Done by an amazing artist, a huge sweetheart named Nunar. Her work is so pretty. Here, let me just trying to find one that's not so bloody so Twitch doesn't get mad at me. But like her lines, her colors are insane. She does this stuff so fast too. Like it's wild. It's absolutely wild. I love the way that she renders everything. Like her art is just so beautiful. So yeah, she does a lot of Hannibal fan art. But she put together this art book and signed it. She's also local, so I catch her at like art conventions and Hannibal events pretty often. She's very sweet. She's very nice. Oh, these are very good. These are by Sea Points. What's their name? So these are two zines by Sea Points. One is a Trigun zine that they put together. Or they're just like, I'm just doing 5 million pieces of fan art for Trigun. I'm obsessed. I'm like, yes. His art is beautiful. I love his art so much. I love the way he uses colors. I was so excited when I found out, like, oh, you got into Trigun? Because I was already following his art. And then when he started doing fan art of one of my favorite stories, I was like, oh my God. What a treat. But I have a zine of their art. So this is one of their sketchbook compilations from a few years back. And yeah, they just do really beautiful portraits, beautiful flower artwork. Just such gorgeous use of color. And like their compositions are so powerful and strong. So when they're like, yeah, I have a sketchbook coming out, it's like, yeah, I want it. I want it. I want to just like look at your art all the time. It's amazing and it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. They did merch of like a bunch of this series of like the Sad Flower Boy. I have like a couple of stickers and a keychain of this guy. Poppies. Just really, really pretty. Really pretty. I have this little one as a mini print. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. I love keeping art books around for inspiration. This was a really cool zine. where it was just a bunch of people. So there's no fandom for it. It's just a bunch of artists, huge amount of artists, that were given the theme of Eldritch fashion. And so it's designed like a fashion magazine, but for Eldritch horrors. So let me make sure there's no naughty bits. So you have like all of these monsters in really cool finery. Isn't that cool? Um, so cool. So cool. I'm putting all the safe to Twitch ones on here. I'm like, God, just like look at the art. Oh, so cool. Such good inspiration. Um, I'm always so amazed and so happy that people are making just such cool art out there. Uh, oh, cool. This is actually a pin design that came with the book. It has a little chain on it. So I wear this as a lapel pin sometimes. So when I have something that has lapels, I put this on there, and it's just two hands holding a heart and a flower. It's very fun. I get a lot of compliments on it. And then they have all of the artists listed in the back so that you can find them and follow them. I love that they also gave a shout out to the mod team too. Not a lot of zines do that. Le Chat Noir. I love zine projects. Can you tell? I love when artists come together and work on a thing. Yeah, I love fashion art too. Welcome back, Em. Hello, hello. I gotta grab volume 1 of the Aurora webcomic. Ooh. Yeah, should get it. Aren't video games bloody though? Right? Like, it should be fine, but I know the internet gets weird about bloody fan art. So, and I know that because of all of the Hannibal fan artists I follow, and they're like, this thing got flagged because it has blood on it, and silly. um, this was a really cute project called Le Chat Noir. So this is a Final Fantasy 15 fanzine. However, the theme was Noctis as a cat. um, so it's Noctis as either a cat surrounded by cats, like living his best life at a cat cafe. Little fan stories. A cosplayer, yeah, this is a real life cosplayer fishing in full knot gear, but also put on cat ears. It's just really funny. It's so cute. I was like, oh, that's so cute. So very, very cute stuff. This fanzine, the like set with goodies, came with a bandana that was styled in like the full royal regalia of the Lucius Calum family for pets. So not for humans. It was a pet bandana, and Prince has worn it. It's the only thing that she's ever worn. I guess she felt pretty in it. I don't know. She like didn't despise it when I put it on her. She looked really cute in it. It had a little keychain that looks like a pet tag that just says like Neoctis on the front, and then when you flip it over, it says like if found, return to Ignis. So it's a keychain that I have on my keys. This is one of the editor's cats. Very cute. Let me see. And then I have one of the prints that came with this up, which is it's a transformation of the Le Chat Noir famous cafe poster, the orange and yellow one with the big black cat on it, except it has Noctis on it holding a cat, and it's very cute. And I have that up. So I'm saving a cat. And of course, I love this one so much because it has art. It has them with different fish regalia. They're just very cute. Like, yay. Yeah, so this was the little bandana. So they modeled it off of the regalia, and then they also put a little cat on it. So this was what the bandana looked like. I have it somewhere. I have it with the girls' cat toys. Um, oh, here it is. So this is the print that I have framed up on my wall right now. The Le Chat Noir. I've used up all the washi tape already. And then I've used up some of the stickers. It's a cute one. It's a cute one. I love zine projects. They're very cute. I'll put all my smut stuff together as well. This is just a cute fairy tale book, and I'm just making sure that none of the more suggestive smut stuff is facing Twitch right now, because they get a little funky about that. There's nothing there's nothing naughty, but like there's some slight suggestive stuff on there, so I'm just playing it safe. Okay, cool. Put those in. Love and Rockets is a series I super love. Really beautiful depictions of Latin American life. So like just Mexican American life, honestly. The good, the bad, the ugly. I don't know. There's something very homey about them to me. I have a lot of Love and Rockets books. All of these are Love and Rockets. Love and Rockets has been going on for a really long time too. I'm just putting some of these in orders because there's like new stories of Love and Rockets, and then these are the collections of the historic comics. Some of them. This is only like a portion of the of the archives, but I really love Love and Rockets a lot. It's really good. Artwork is really good, stunning penman work, but also just amazing writing. Some of the best written women in comics ever. And it's written by two guys, but but they did a really good job. They weren't creepy about it. This is my anthology collection of Barbarous. Barbarous is also a webcomic. It's amazing. I highly recommend reading it. It's great. These are the two main characters. I'm gonna keep these out here. FF15 Official Works book. This is going to be a table book. This is the official game companion. So it has moments in there, but then it also has, like, oh, here's all of the stuff from the game, but then it also has a lot of the artwork. And like some of the artwork for this game is absolutely stunning. Like, look at that Arden. Look at the biblical painting of Arden. What? Holy shit. This was the main reason that I got the book, was for the illustrations that they did. because it's absolutely gorgeous. Ifrit, Shiva, like, if you love this game, I highly recommend this book. It's really cool. It talks about some of the plans that never got to be made, interviews. Yeah, it's everything you could want to know about the game. That's gonna be our book. This is a really cool art book too, Katsuya Terada 10. Katsuya Terada 10 has just amazing illustrations. Whoop. Which ones are safe to show? There we go. Yeah. Just incredible artist. Not afraid to draw a boobie or two, which is why I'm not showing everything. Devilman fan art. So cool. So cool. And this is just like a compilation of work from 10 years from him. Definitely gonna have that one out. Oh, I'm starting to get tired. Oh, we're almost done. And then I'm gonna rest. More monster smut. A lot of monster smut. I'm not surprised, but I'm just still laughing anyways. Oh. This is a really cool, not really cookbook or anything. It's an art book of the sushi of this one chef. They signed it for me. I went to his omakase. I saved up for a year to go to his omakase. And it was like a whole big special thing for me. And I was like really, really excited. And I don't know, I guess I just was really nice because he, like, out of all of the people that were there, he gave me a book of his stuff and signed it for me. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. They were just like, yeah, this is compliments to the chef. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. And it kind of goes over like some of his background a little bit, and the restaurant, and yeah, some of his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pieces. Here, I'll show you. So like just these beautiful shots of some of the sushi that he made. It was so delicious. Everything was so beautiful and super, super, super tasty. This is the restaurant. So very small amount of seating. Just staring right at the chef the whole time. Chef Tatsu is really cool. It's one of the pretty, pretty ones. Yeah, it's just a book about him. Where's the really cool one? Oh, I know there's a picture of it somewhere in here. I must have skipped over it. Okay. He had this one sushi that was it was a whole baby octopus. And I'll eat everything, right? But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared. But I didn't let it show that I was a little scared to eat the whole baby octopus because it was a really beautiful piece of sushi. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna trust the chef. I'm gonna eat everything. I'm not gonna question it. And I thanked him for it, and I took a picture, and with permission, he let me have permission to take pictures, and I ate it, and it was absolutely delicious. It was so worth it. Um, so delicious. But maybe that's why he gave it to me, because I didn't complain about the baby octopus. I just shut up and ate it, and I didn't whine about it or go, "Oh my God!" I just went like, "Oh, beautiful!" Took a photo and then ate it. It was really, really good. So I was very sincere in that. Hellboy, I love Hellboy. Mike Mignola is also one of my big influencers in art. Um, I really want to get some more Hellboy stuff soon. This is actually an anthology of like stories from a bunch of people, but yeah. Nimona, my own copy of Nimona. It's very, very different from the movie, but both are very good. Okay, these are all art books. I'm gonna put those out around the house. I'll put them over here for now, just so that they're out of the way while I finish the rest of the house, which is almost done now. Like I said, oh, hello! Hi, everybody! Hello, hello! Hi, friends! Koopa, 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 Koopa! Koopa, 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 Koopa! Hi, Dupe! Hi, friend! Mwah! I love you both. Hi, Splasha! Thank you for coming in. If you need to raid and run, please feel free to. I am just organizing my books in my library. We're having a chill time. We're almost done. And yeah, I hope you had a very good main quest storyline day. And yeah. Hello, hello. Mwah, 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 mwah. I'll go through the books again in a little bit because we're almost done. So all these art books, I'm gonna be putting them out around the house. The cats have a secret cubby because that connects to the underside of my couch, so they can use it as a secret tunnel. This is the last one I'm gonna put in. Ducks is by Kate Beaton. Kate Beaton, you might know more for Secret Kitty Cubby. Yeah, have a good food. Yeah, yeah. Bye, Roa. Let me start doing a shouts. Yeah, they can do triple. You can't escape me, Em. You can't escape. Okay, we're gonna get Dupe first, and then I'm gonna get Fen after that. You better follow Fen and Dupe. If you don't, what the heck? The heck are you doing with your life? What was I talking about? Kate Beaton. Kate Beaton got really famous for her historical comics, her comics about like the Great Gatsby. Has a really fun art style, usually very comical, but did a more serious biographical book about her years of working in the oil sands, which are these really, really hardcore kind of industrial zones and work over in Canada, in Alberta, if I'm remembering right. It's beautiful. I cried so much while reading this. It was a really difficult read. Content warning, there is dealings with assault, but it is assault as seen through the eyes of somebody that experienced it. So it is, for me, it was not re-traumatizing. It was her very much taking a very careful approach about the ways that got like internalized for her, and like the context of society and stuff around it. I'm trying not to like get into it, so I'm not getting too heavy for anybody here, but there is some heavy stuff in there dealing with assault. For me, it was really cathartic to read. Of course, everyone is always different. You know, take caution if that is the thing you need to take caution with. Um, but as somebody that is also a survivor, a multiple time survivor, it was super, super cathartic for me to read. I think she did a really beautiful job with it, which is why I cried. It was a lot of catharsis crying. So a lot of good crying um, to Ducks. And it is so beautifully done. It is such a heartfelt and respectful portrayal of um, the life that people lead out there and the lives of people that are involved with this book, which sometimes have some, you know, like good moments and really ugly moments to them. She shows the beautiful and the ugly of everything out there, but with a lot of heart and sensitivity to everybody that is in the story, um, and a lot of research going into everything about it. So it's gorgeous. It's sometimes funny, uh, sometimes really funny, sometimes really sad, sometimes really beautiful and poignant. Um, I highly recommend it. Uh, it's, I think, one of the best graphic novels that I have ever read, if not like the best graphic novel that I have ever read. I hold it really highly. I might hold it to the side to read again this weekend, like I'm doing with this book. Because now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, God, I really want to read it again. Um, there's like one specific page that I was looking for that I wanted to show, but I don't know if I'm going to find it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find it right away. But it's really good. I highly, 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 highly recommend it. You know, of course, with like being careful with the content warnings, but there's a lot of people that write about them. So if you're worried about that, there is a lot of writing about how that stuff is handled so that you can see if it's something that you want to handle yourself. And it goes in between her stylings of like the way that she usually draw characters. So this might be the style that you usually see from her, and then her flexing that she is actually a really amazing artist and having these like really stunning shots sometimes. Um, yeah, I adore this book so much. Should be able to shout out Fen now. Shout out Fen. Wait, there. Ah, so I'm gonna hold both of these to the side because they're two of my favorite books, and it's a good weekend. It's gonna be rainy all weekend. It's a good weekend to read some favorite books again. Um, for those that missed it, this is one of my favorite books too. It's like in my top 10 always. The Antarctic Book of Cooking and Cleaning. That's literally what it is. It is a book about a lady talking about how she worked cooking and cleaning at a station in the Antarctic for like a year, and her recipes of what she cooked for people. But it's really sweet. It's really good. Oh, did I finally find the picture of the crew? Yeah, 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 yeah. There they are. There they are. Very cool book. Very cool memoir. I've realized I like memoirs a lot more than I ever thought. Okay, those are the books for now. Let's do a little tour without making the camera move too much. Okay, so we've got we have got my shelf of reference and nonfiction. It's right next to my work desk, which I don't I have working, but I have a lot of stuff over there that I'm still reorganizing. There's all my paintings. But yeah, there's all my work stuff waiting for my start date. Um, we have all my law books from school. A lot of the research I'm going to do is going to be digital, but there is like a handful of books that I could see maybe pulling every now and again as I work. Then we have some of my periodicals, some texts that I have. And then we have just a bunch of nonfiction books about a whole bunch of topics. So, like history, cultural history, um, language of flowers, essays on Latino culture, um, lots of abolition and social justice books as well. And yeah, lots of capitalism is bad books. Did you know capitalism is bad? We have the cookbooks, we have poetry and plays. Woohoo! We have the nonfiction books. So I have a lot of nonfiction books. And we've got manga. We've got art books and comics. Smut. And art books I'm going to put out on display around the house. So I had just enough space for everything, which is nice. And a little room to grow, which I always like having because I do actively, I don't really book hoard um, so much as I just actively always keep a library that I put into use. So books that I like reading or books I'm really interested in reading. And then if I'm not really using them anymore, like I pulled out 3 books a little earlier that I'm going to be giving to a friend very soon. Um, then yeah, I give away books all the time. I swap them, I donate them all the time, and then I take out more books from swaps and things like that. I get fresh books sometimes. I try to support more indie publishers when I get brand new books now, but like, like people publish wherever they publish, so I don't. It's nice when I can, but I don't hold that as like a end all be all rule. Um, and then I love, 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 love getting books used. Like I love when a book is just used and beat the fuck up, like this guy. Like look at how falling apart this one is. I've read this one on stream, but like it's just falling apart to pieces, and it's so well loved, and I love books that are well loved. So I loved used books so much. They have so much character to them, and sometimes they have little notes in them and things like that. And I don't know, I always love that. So I love going to book swaps and just getting used books. I love picking up used books from people too. But yeah, those are the books for now. These are the ones I'm going to put in my. I actually have a little bookshelf that is my nightstand for all of the books I'm currently reading. That's where I put my library books that I have out right now. Because they're the ones that are top priority. I'm going to put those there so that I can read them this weekend. And yeah, I love books. I'm going to make a digital library someday. I'll talk about that again another day. And I also will, at some point, I'll talk about that more. I'm going to do a planning stream soon, like I've done in the other months. But it'll be a little bit different than some of the other months, but you'll see. You'll see. Who is it? Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. That's very sweet. Let me see. Yeah, that's about it for now. We'll do another stream soon. We're doing planning. I'll talk about some of the cool stuff that's coming up for the cafe. I'm back. Thank you for not forgetting me. Well, I took a very long break to work on some stuff and decompress from months of job searching. I just needed some time to myself, honestly. Um, but I'm happy to be back. I missed y'all. And I'm trying to think if there's something else on. Oh my God, yes. Tomorrow I will be over on Bray's stream playing D&D. So go follow D_Bray. Because I will be continuing to play D&D. I am playing a little old lady that is a terrifying food critic who has been around for centuries, making people shudder at having their food judged by Dominga, the gnome. And she has a companion that is a giant truffle pig named Tenderloin, and she rides Tenderloin around, and it's great. She's a very serious, cantankerous old woman, and Tenderloin has like maxed out charisma, so he's very charismatic. He's the nice one. He's the good cop, but she's the bad cop. But yeah, thank you for being here, Snow, and thank you for the encouragement. It was very sweet of you to say that you missed my streams the other day. And everybody being so sweet about it like made me go, yeah, I miss streaming too. So that helped give me a little boost to get back on. Hopefully I have the issues figured out with Streamlabs by next time. Um, I don't know what the hell happened. It updated, so everything is broken. And yeah, I'll either see you tomorrow for D&D or I will see you very soon for planning and stationary streaming. And we'll see each other again soon. I'm gonna get you out of here before ads start. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. And I need to go rest. I need to rest my throat. That is the longest I've talked in a while. Ooh, there's some chill artists. Ghost! I never get to raid into Ghost. Okay, I'm gonna take you all over to Ghost. Ghost is streaming Hollow Knight, I think just the first one, so don't be worried about spoilers, I think. And yeah, I'll send you over to Ghost. And I'm gonna raid and run and go rest. But bye. Take coffee over to them. Bye. Tell her that she's absolutely lovely and wonderful and that I'm EP.